Hey, welcome everyone. This is Paul from HyperPyramidStudio, and I'm glad you're joining me today for another session and run through of the KenneyJam game submissions. I'm a game designer, and I enjoy going through different game entries to try and see the kind of novel and exciting things that people have come up with. If you're not familiar with KenneyJam, it's a 48-hour gaming competition where people put on a effort to create a game, a fully functional game, and then that goes into a competition, and the best that you fit the theme and more workable your game is, the better odds you'll be selected as one of the best. This year's theme was power, and so all the games had to have some relationship to either power-ups or delivering electrical power or some way to incorporate the theme in your games. If you're not familiar with Kenny, Kenny is a site that has thousands of free gaming assets for using in your prototype games or even your production games. They're completely open source and usable. You can incorporate them. You can later upgrade them or have your 3D designer, take and make one of the models better or more in your style. I've been using them for several years now. I've donated and gotten the whole pack, which is really helpful to have all those assets just right there at your fingertips when you want to use stuff. So if you haven't checked them out, I'd heavily encourage you to go look at them. This year for the games, I found 3 more games that I thought were pretty cool. Let me switch over here. Okay, first game I'd like to look at is a game called PowerFlight. PowerFlight is a classic space shooter, but it has some really cool functionality in it in terms of like the AI spaceships. I like that it tells you to hit space to start. You'll see it's like a combination of Space Invaders and asteroids. You get these power-ups. They're good for small increments in power, like the yellow bar. And then if you get a larger power-up, it'll give you a whole blue bar at a section. The large asteroids are very difficult to destroy. And they don't really give you anything except the chance to blow up small asteroids. If you get damaged, your power goes down. So this game, it's all about power. There's a big power up. Okay. One of the nice things you might see in a second is they have a phase where the rocks change direction and start going up, which I thought is a nice change of pace. There we are. Oh, grab that power up. There we are. Oh. Now these little ships are really little, I don't know, they just like to run into you. They don't really shoot at you. They just follow you. It's nice that the asteroids sort of went away. Now I'm noticing up in the upper right, I do have access to a new weapon. But here's the favorite part of this. These little I don't know, water bug guys that just sort of sit there and then jump at you and then zip around. I think these are brilliant. So I'm going to switch over and try my new gun. There we go. But I think the new gun uses power. But we'll give it a... Oh, that's it. These guys are fierce little lasers. Anyways, that I thought was a pretty fun game. Let me queue up another game for you. This one is entitled From Mars, and it's a tower defense game. You build towers, you slowly gain energy. If you build resource bases, you slowly gain research, and your goal is to set up things so they shoot down the enemy spaceships as they come in on like some predefined path. I thought this was a pretty nice use of Kenny's assets. This one has a soundtrack, a little ambient. First thing to do is to plop down a blaster or two. So you have power in the upper right corner, and if that doesn't stay at steady state, it starts to drain. You need to build more solar cells to try and keep it up. The orange number is scrap. You get that when you shoot down ships, and you can use that to build things. Like I'm going to build a research hub right now. The research hub is going to slowly churn out research in blue. And once that gets up to a decent number, like 5 to begin with, I'll be able to start upgrading my units. And the upper right is red, that's your health. I don't think I've run into that right now. The game's not too difficult, you know, because that comes with tuning later. What you really want is to take a look at the research. First upgrade, only guns shoot a little better. The next thing I can really do is, I don't think I need to do another blaster yet. But when that orange number gets up to 30, I'm going to build another, probably a solar cell. Or maybe another research station to try and generate more research faster. Actually, we see the power's hovering around 50. I think maybe our research station is kind of using up a lot of power. So we're going to build some more solar panels first. You do have management functions where you can like turn off the second gun. For example, it seems not to be useful, or manage the first gun. I think I'm going to go with upgrading the speed of damage. Hey, if you're in the chat, if you know of any Kenny games I haven't seen, go ahead and add a comment, and I'll add it to the link in the video when I repost the live stream. This one, I think, in the lower track, unlocks the rifle. So as soon as we pick up another 6 points of scrap, I'll place a rifle. Especially like the colors used here. And the little arrow coming in, arrow going out at the bottom. Very cool. Little cars back and forth. Let's see. I think we need 15 for the next upgrade. But we have enough to build another research hub. You can see our power is hovering around 65. That means it may get low enough during fire shooting that it's not going to be able to sustain the rate of fire. All right, we have access to snipers now. Snipers are cool because they have visibility to the whole board. So I do think the waves should probably come in a little faster and have more ships. I like the small little fast-moving ones. I'm not sure if these towers have a slew rate where they can't track fast enough, but that would be a nice feature that would force you to upgrade, because you wouldn't be able to shoot them down unless placed strategically or using All right, here we go. We're moments away from placing a rifle, a sniper rifle. I've never played to the point where I've got to the heavy. The game is only 10 waves, and it ends successfully before I can manage to do that. I think I would have to like create a couple more research stations to like burn through the resources faster. I can do that. So it's a nice change of pace that it now has these large ships next to each other, moving like a snake. It gives the impression of being very large, heavy, difficult to destroy. And one hopes it's destroyable. There we go. Alright, so we're cool. Alright, you get the idea. This is a pretty nice game. Gets to the end, and there's nothing actually very exciting at the end. You just become victorious here. Alright, for the third one, this one is a little different. It's a sort of first-person game. Space outage. You're in a space station that's lost power, and your job is to go around to these generators and hold down the space bar to recharge them. But oh, by the way, there's zombies. They chase you. I thought it was a really nice game design setup. You spawn. You can see, from what you can see, there's some highlighted areas, but there's a a very obvious thing you're supposed to go over to and work on. I also like the use of shadows and how these zombies are like very dark and very shadowy and just sort of pop up, but you kind of maybe you don't expect them. You can walk off the edge of the world. That's kind of expected with a prototype, but they handle it. Is there anything here? I don't know. You can turn the camera around so you can sort of sneak around and look. One thing about horror games is you always have to be vulnerable somehow. So recharging these generators is your chance to worry about something sneaking up on you. Here again, you start. You can see this bobbing apple. That's probably something very good. And you can see this little head just sort of nodding around, like, yeah. Maybe it's not very good here. Oh, see this guy over here. So I also saw like shadows walking over here. So now I'm nervous, right? Also great use of sound effects for this game. The apple doesn't just do health, it also does energy. You notice my ammo is 1, so I'm going to shoot here. And then I've got no bullets left. You have to hit R to reload. And that just adds a bit of stress during when there's lots of zombies around. I like the blue light showing where you're going to aim. I think it's off-centered from the cursor a bit, which makes it hard for me to like accurately do something. But it's much better than just having a cursor around. This level, once again, yeah, here's a very obvious thing to walk over to. Very obvious thing to... Oh, but here we are. like the deep shadows. And it seems like these guys are dropping down from above. Yeah. Gotta reload. It's time probably to run up the stairs. There's something behind you. So I think this game really stands out for me at just the way the level designer uses light and sort of the position and shape of the level to really guide you to just a very clean, obvious experience of what you should be doing. And it uses those classical things of being vulnerable while you're charging something and things jumping out of the shower, out of the shadows, to really give you that heightened sense of space horror that they're going for. Alright, this is the level, but I think after this you kind of win, so you guys get the idea here. So I'm going to cut it short. And pull up one last game. And this is sort of what I've been working on. This is, if you've seen my spaceship games, you know I'm all about having little spaceships that fly around and shoot each other. And so in this one here, it's got a bit of jumpiness going on. Let me reset this. Yeah, here we are. I've been working on having like autonomous spaceships fly around and shoot each other. So this is my conversion from 2D to 3D. I've got sort of the planet with the clouds going. The clouds go over sort of these bunkers that are on the surface and kind of obscure it. And the ships get in these little circular dogfighting patterns as they fly around. I don't have any lasers going on. There's no one getting shot down yet. So it's all just a bunch of ships chasing each other around in what kind of looks like an interesting pattern. But that's how things are shaping up for me. If you have any game jams you know of, or if you've got if you've got any games from KenneyJam or a newer game jam that you'd like to recommend, leave them in the comments below, and I'll cover them on my next live stream. All right. Thanks for everyone for joining. I'll see you around.